Welcome to another one of Mr. Burston's video tutorials. This tutorial is over code.org's Unit 4, Lesson 10, Functions Practice, using the first example, the ticket tracker. So here's what we have here. We have a very unique situation here. We have a phone, we have an application that is going to keep track of how many tickets are sold and how much money that we are making from those tickets. And if we look over the code here, if we look carefully over this code, we can see that if the tickets, so first off, we have a lot of variables declared up here already. We already know what the price of an adult ticket is. We know what the price of a child's ticket and a senior's ticket is as well. What I want you to note is that those two have warnings next to them, right? The child and senior price, they are declared, but they are never used. And what you're going to see is the adult ticket is already up and running. The problem that we have is down here, the child button and the senior button, they are not currently working. But the big thing that I don't want to have to do here is I do not want to have to repeat all of this code right here. I don't want to have to copy and paste it. I don't want to have to run it 3 different times. And this is where functions really come into play. Functions allow us to say, okay, I have a bit of code that I want to run multiple different times, but I don't want to have to retype that code every single time. So why don't I make a function and say, okay, go ahead and just call up that function if whenever we need to do this. And that function will get called up instead of me copying and pasting this code several times over. Let's go ahead and get started with that. So the very first thing, I'm going to look at this button. I'm going to say, let's go ahead and run this and see how this works. So it says on event adult button. If we click it, the two things that we're going to do first, we're going to increase, we're going to say, okay, we've sold an extra ticket, and then we're going to say, all right, our dollar amount has increased by the adult price. And then we're going to update the screen. So if the tickets is more than 20, if the number of tickets that we have sold is greater than or equal to 20, then we're going to say, okay, we have a little bar here that's going to say we're sold out of tickets. But otherwise, what we're going to do is we are going to set the property of the dollar label, which is this one up here, to the dollar sign plus however many dollars we've currently made. We're going to set the property of the ticket label to this right here, 0. It's currently sitting at 0 tickets. We're going to update that to 1 ticket, and then we're going to play a little digital coin sound, kind of like in the old Mario game. So if we click adult ticket, we can see we've made $12.05. If we click it again, we've made $25 and we've sold 2 tickets. And 18 adults are going to rapidly enter our business all at once, and we're going to sell them tickets rapidly. You want to see that? Boom. The 17 just came in. The last one comes in. I've sold 20 tickets, made $250, and I'm sold out of tickets. Now the program will continue to work. Technically, you can keep making money, and adults can keep like flowing in like a river, but otherwise, it says sold out. So it doesn't really matter. We don't want our app to stop working. We're just going to say, yep, we have a sold out button. All right. So we're going to hit reset on that. Here's what we need to do. That was all fine and dandy, but currently the child and senior tickets do nothing, and we need them to do something. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to do here. And let's take a look at our instructions as well. So it says practice creating an update screen function that I can call on the inside of each on event. So remember, these are the on events. And so what I want to do is this has to change every single time. We have to say, okay, well, the tickets increase by 1 every single time, and the dollars, but the dollars, that changes a little bit. So let's start with that first. Let's bring in, so we're going to have assign a variable. So we're going to bring in 2 of those to match the thing up here, all right? And I'm going to say that tickets equals, and then we're going to need a math function here. We have that addition. So I'm going to say tickets equals tickets plus 1. And then down here, I'm going to say dollars. I'm just copying what I see up there. And we just need to change it around a little bit, is dollars equals dollars plus, and now remember, we're working with the child button, and we already have the child price set up, right? This says adult price right here. So we have child price already set up. So all I need to do is type in child price. There we go. And we can see that both of those warnings just went away because it's saying, you're using child price now, so we're good to go. So we're going to see that updated by $8.50. Now, this is all well and good, and if I run this, Well, yeah, I have the child tickets. Now, what you're gonna notice is I'm clicking that child ticket button. I've clicked it a few times, but the screen is not updating. If I click adult ticket now, we see that those variables were being kept track of. So let me click child ticket again. We're up to 8 tickets, and we should have added on 850 to 36.5. I'm not gonna do that math right now, but if I hit adult ticket again, I see everything increases again. All right. What I want to do is without I don't want to drag all this over. I don't want to drag an if statement over. I don't want to do all that because we already have this code here. So let's instead do a function. This is where functions are going to come into play. I'm going to put this function all the way at the end, and we're going to call it update screen just like we have it tells us to up here. We're going to say update screen. All right. And our update screen. Oh, I pulled down the wrong thing. Sorry. Let me get rid of this real quick. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to do function my function. Sorry. We're making a new function. This little bit right here is when we want to call that function, when we want to run the function. So let's try that again. We're going to do update screen. So we have a new function down here, and it's just like these green boxes that you see right here, where it says on event and then run that particular function. So we have a function down here. I'm going to put a comment here just to separate things out. Just makes it easier for me to visualize everything. So function update screen. I'm going to make this super duper simple. We have the code right here already, right? If the tickets are greater than or equal to 20, we want that sold out label to show up, and we want that to happen no matter what button they've pressed. We also want the screen to update no matter what button they've pressed, and we want that sound to play no matter what button they've pressed. Because the dollar amount will increase, the only thing that's changing really is that dollar amount. The tickets go up by one every time, and the price is going up. The price is just going up by a different amount depending on what button is pressed. So you're all going to love this. You're going to love this. Okay. So I'm going to click and drag, make a box, click and drag across this little bit here. I'm going to grab the top of it. I'm going to move it down to the bottom. I'm going to put that inside my function. All right. Now, what you're going to notice immediately is since I click and dragged it out of there, I'm going to hit run. Nothing's really working right now, right? The adult ticket stopped working. The child ticket stopped working. Senior ticket stopped working. Everything stopped working. We can fix that with one line of code now. If I click and drag this little green box here that says my function down right here, and I call this update screen, this is telling it run the function that's called update screen. You see that I have no warning. There's no warning down here anymore. I click run. Adult ticket works just like it was before, but now I don't have to rewrite all that code. Let's drag a update screen into this one too. We're going to call it update screen. And let's drag update screen into this one too. Update screen. Now, the only problem with the senior ticket that we're going to fix right now is we're still missing those two variables. So let's go ahead and drag those in. We're going to do tickets equals, and then of course we have some math here. Let's say tickets plus one, and then we're going to use my variable again. Right here, we're going to say dollars equals dollars plus one, or dollars plus, and then this is the senior button, so we want to make that the senior price. There we go. And that's all there is to it. We just had to add in those two functions. You're going to love this. You're going to hit run, and now I click senior ticket, it works. I hit child, I hit adult. We got people coming in from all over the place, and it doesn't matter because it keeps working. And of course, once my tickets go up too high, we get that sold out we get the sold out thing appearing on the screen. That's what a function is. A function allows us to, instead of repeating and rewriting all this code and having to drag all those things in, we just dragged it down to a new function and we said, okay, whenever a person clicks this button, right? And we're going to reset and run this again. We're going to run it a little bit slower this time. I'm going to hit adult ticket. Let's see that happen again, okay? So I'm going to hit adult ticket. It checks, okay, it updates my variables. It's moving down, it hits update screen, and then it shoots down here and goes through all of these right here, and it updates all of my variables because that's what the function tells it to do. Just on the fastest speed, just does that instantly. It's very, very easy. All right, so that's the end of the tutorial for your assignment. Keep watching, all right? for your assignment, I want you to go through and work on the other practice problem that is this workout tracker. So essentially, here's what I want to happen. When we run this, and this is I haven't edited this at all. This is exactly as it comes to you, okay? So right now what we have is when I click on the cup of water button, we hear that same noise and we see that we are tracking the cups and the amount of water that's inside of me, all right? So every time I click the cup, it goes up by 8. What we want to happen now is the bottle makes noise, but it doesn't actually do anything. I want that bottle to increase. So take a look. The bottle says that I go up by 32. Okay. So my total water really, it's currently total water equals total water plus cup. That's for the ounces. And then cups consumed equals cups consumed plus one. If I'm drinking a bottle, though, I know that 32 is 8 times 4. So really, when I click this bottle, if right now I would want to see that go from 3 to 7, and I want to see this increase by 32. Then when I click on these workout buttons, when I click on the run button or the like the lifting weights button, what I want to happen here is running consumes 24 ounces of water and weights consumes 16 ounces of water. All right. And so we'll just call each of those one workout. So every time that I click the running button, I should see my water go down by 24 and I should see my workout go up by 1. Similarly, when I click the workout button, I should see the water go down by 16 and the workout still increase by 1. And that is your assignment. You are going to want to use the function button again. You're going to want to use functions and make sure that you're not copying all this stuff down. We need to do something a little bit different with these variables, but updating the screen, that can all be put inside of a function. And you can put that function at the bottom and you'll just drag it right down there and take a look again and see what they want from you. So you want to update screen and it gives you the rest of the instructions that you need up there. All right, that does it. Have a good day.